6:04 p.m. Mr. Gilbert, would you do our invocation?
Gracious Father, we come before you, thanking you, Lord, for today, for the blessings of life. We thank you for citizens Overton, the willingness to step forward. And we've seen so many that are headed in a positive direction, and even congratulating the city which way it is to go. Just guide, direct us tonight in the deliberation before us, Father, and fit those on our heart. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen. Mr. Eastwood is going to lead us in the prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, we are down to the public forum. No one's filled out a green card, so we'll move along to the consent agenda. Board to approve the minutes of the regular call meeting held on December the 20th, 2022.
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Call for a vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. All right. 5-0. Financial report.
You have the bank statement at the back of your packet and your financial summary. You only had two payments that went out this past month. One was the $12,000 reimbursement to the OMDD. One was the $9,500 that was pledged to work on the clubhouse repairs for Phelps Construction.
Money of the 9,500, supposed to be 9,600. I see that in the bank statement.
In our minutes, I think it approved. Yeah, it is 9,600. My bad. Yes, it is.
That's what we approved.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you're correct.
That is all we're gonna pay him right now, isn't it? Did you bill for more than that or something?
I believe he did bill for more than that. I don't remember the amount now.
Okay. I'm definitely not in favor of going over that until he gets back and puts down the court around the thing.
Okay.
Finishes off the floor. So
Okay.
if there's a question in some manner, he needs to fix it, he needs to finish the job before he gets any more.
Approximately, how much work is it for him?
It's not much, they just do all the trim away, well, some of it's trimmed away, I mean, that's a good floor around there, they threw it away. And it's in front of the desk that you see, I thought about that, I mean, you see it there, there's other places that just need some trim, if they don't come back and do it, we can fix it, but.
Okay, he had bid 1,500 on the rest of it. That was over the 9,600.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get the 1,500 paid, he will finish that and somebody will verify that? That'll be the math.
I'll make that motion. Do we need a motion?
What?
We need a motion to.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah, I make that motion to not pay him until he finishes the job, totally finishes the job, and he's satisfied.
I'll second that motion.
The call for the vote. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Okay.
So, is there anything else on the financials?
I don't really have anything else. I didn't do the math. I was slacking this time.
So we need to approve the financials.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the financials.
A second.
Call for the vote, all in favor, raise your right hand. Down to the business part of it, consideration for action. A is to discuss and take action on the picnic tables for the park. I think Mr. Eastwood has a presentation.
Can all these be considered as one since it's kind of all part of?
Where's the sports complex on here?
This one.
Where you see that thing?
Oh, it ain't on there.
D,
Yeah.
D on the back.
You got it.
I didn't get it back.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Back is up right there. Nope. you don't have-
I think my printer printed one side only, not the whole thing. You see if these down here.
Yeah, I'll check.
That's on.
You got it back? You did good. Oh, okay.
Can A through D be considered all one since it's all?
You can hand those out to people since, if it printed both
Probably
sides.
do
A through C?
A and B. I would do. I don't know.
Y'all print stuff.
I don't know.
Y'all print stuff.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So, got six slides here. Actually, it's 12 slides, 6 pages. On the first one, we got the picnic tables. So I put this in issue, discussion, recommendation format. So issue is obviously picnic tables, discussion. Picnic tables at the park are warm with some broken boards. 2 are in the swimming pool. Recommendation, replace the boards and bolts. 6 of the picnic tables need 10 boards, 2 by 6 by 8. And 2 are 10 board, 2 by 6 by 6. All right, each picnic table needs 40 bolts. You know, at Lowe's, we get the severe weather, 2-inch by 6-inch by 8-foot prime wood pressure treated lumber for $6.58 a board. So to replace a whole picnic table costs us $65.80. For the hardware, for a 100 count of galvanized carriage bolts will be $42.99, and the nuts for 100 be $15, and wash would be another $20 for 100 of them. So roughly, you know, speaking, we're going to replace 2 picnic tables for, you know, about $280 before taxes, if that makes sense.
We'll be tax exempt on that.
Well, yeah, that's true, tax exempt. You know, but several boards. Now, some of them, we might possibly, we're going to have to replace the hardware because it's rusted shut. And if you see in the picture on that top one, we can flip them over, you know, and maybe sand them down. So that is an option also. But it's
There are some boards that, just like you're showing there, that can be flipped over, they're good. And when you look at the other side, if we can get enough, we might do, like, what we say, maybe 2 tables, we could.
2 tables convert to 1.
Compared to 1.
Well, one of the problems you
It's
can
more
run
like
into
that and
is
so
these
forth.
boards are old,
Yes, sir.
and the dimensions on the 2 by 6 have changed. These have a 1 5/8
Yes, sir.
thickness. You're now looking at a thinner 2 by 6 that you get out of Lowe's.
Oh, yes, sir. There is,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what we'd have to do, if we come up with,
Yeah.
if we can flip these, they have to be on that table, and you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
but,
boards, they have to be on a separate table.
right, as long as you collect enough boards to do the whole table, you wouldn't have a variance in
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Unless you did something like for the seats, you could do that, do the seats different than the top or something, but, I mean, if you wanna salvage some of the boards.
Well, I know you
I'm
do.
not,
I know you do.
yeah, I know it. I'm one of those that goes in with a sledgehammer and busts everything apart. Salvage something, do it.
That's fine.
We say amen.
so, so that's our options for picnic tables.
Put it on TV, I'll use the sledgehammer.
So what is the board's action or consideration? Might have to make a motion,
I make a motion, we repair and or replace the boards and bolts on the picnic tables.
I'll second that motion.
call for the vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. 5-0. B, discuss and take action on repaying playground equipment.
Okay, also, in this presentation, you know, I took the whole Overton Park, pictures of it, and you see in the slideshow, there's actual, power outlets at the park that are laying on the ground at the playground, that need to be remounted. And until so, the power has been, I think Mr. Gilbert went ahead and cut the power to those.
I cut the power to some of them that had a bad face plate that was hot. There was one or two that, that one on the ground, I killed the power on one side.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know which killed it on it, because it wouldn't light up, so it's, I don't know what powered the other side. Because both of those, that, there was another one, you know, two more that were standing up on both sides, with a separate breaker for each side. I found that out, went back down there and tried them all, so. But I killed the ones that looked bad.
And then, so I don't know how far we want to get into, you know, we have that issue, but the Overton, the Cub Boy Scout building, you see has a lot of damage on the north side of the building on the next page. And that back door needs to be replaced.
Is that a hollow or a solid quarter?
I believe it's a hollow the way it's, but I'm not positive on that, sir.
Looks like the exterior facing off of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It needs some attention, the whole building does.
Yes, sir.
Pretty rough shape.
It didn't have termites in it, looked like it's.
That looks like what happened to the.
Yes, sir. It could get worse, definitely. Needs to be treated. Yeah.
probably it'd be best to replace that door with a steel entry unit, which is not that expensive, and would last a lot longer than throwing paint on top of one that's already started to laminate, but just for information.
Then the next slide, we have the bridges. You know, several of the bridges are showing signs of wear with broken boards. Foundation is washed out of a few of them. That one on the top right of that slide actually teeters, and it's actually not in its original foundation. It's been moved over, so it's teetering there. So again, a safety hazard could possibly.
How many boards possibly need to be, that need to be replaced?
I'm not sure till we actually figure out the foundation issues, because it's washed out in some areas. You know, so once I think the foundation would be the first thing that'd have to get identified, get it, and then you can start.
But not that many boards on the two good bridges aren't bad themselves, but, some of the others just need, a few boards. One of them there, top one, is that the one that moved, or is that the one over the grass?
The one in the top right's the one that teeters when you step
That
on
Okay,
it.
okay. There's
Actually,
another
some
one like it,
teenagers
but it's not on
parking
board.
around.
There's another one identical to it near the road. but
Yes, sir.
It's in pretty good shape.
That's the best, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
best shaped
probably-
one.
Yeah.
I didn't put it in this, slideshow because it was actually in great shape. You know, I mean, it won't take much to fix the bridges, but definitely gotta look at the foundation and where they're washing out. You see the left one here, the base of it is washed all out. That hole that goes up underneath it, and it's just gonna keep eroding.
Gonna need somebody with a dozer there. Yeah, contour the land.
Sounds like we need to get the Overton Reconstruction Group together again, don't we?
So,
No, really.
For a Friday
that
or
one-
Saturday.
Really, that one
Do
is
you know
working
what
out.
type of foundations
There's
are
the
there?
water literally.
some of
lands
them's got
down that
concrete.
way.
I couldn't see it in this
The
one,
terrace up
but
there
there's
is
concrete,
broken.
old concrete here.
Right down like that.
This one's got two
Well,
steel.
we might
Yeah,
have to
that's
get a
got
group of
seals.
guys together and
I
tap
don't know what
Friday.
it is. They're anchored
Look here, we
on
got a
each
thumbs
end.
up back there in the back.
Good tell.
Ready.
And then, the next slide, you look at it, we have old broken playground equipment, the wood out there, it's the landscaping timbers that somebody's built. I'm not even sure what those were used
Yeah,
for.
we don't know what those
Like a
are.
burn pit.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but I don't know if they were able to sit their children in it. Was it like a little toddler seat? I thought maybe. I couldn't figure it out, but they're broken. And then we got boards beside the Cub Scout building that, just debris that needs to be cleaned up, moved out of there. If that makes sense. And so next slide we have the actual playground, and the paint overall really isn't bad at the playground, but the mulch. We're seeing it's missing, and the liner underneath it is missing. So I think that was one of the key issues, which should be a cheap fix if we're able to use the city mulcher to replace it.
It'd probably be cheaper to go to Atwoods and buy 3 or 4 pallets of
Oh,
mulch.
it could be. I'm not,
And it'd be a whole lot better mulch, cause
right?
that's pretty coarse mulch.
Is it?
Yeah, you really need shavings in that playground area. Yeah, I mean, we toughen them up if we want to.
Right.
Go ahead and do the mulch. Get them ready for football. Might as well not fix those bridges up, we're gonna do that.
The swing sets were the one things that, the paint's still not bad on it, and, the frames on the sets are in great shape. There is missing hardware, and it's been miss and matched hardware on these swing sets themselves, and been converted, like, for the mothers to watch their kids, you got that swing, wooden swing, they've converted and put that on there, which is faded a little bit and needs to be painted, so those could get painted. And then again, some of the hardware is missing off of them. But overall, the swing sets are solid. Definitely. Next slide, we have the jungle gym, slide 1 and slide 2. Again, it's faded a little bit, the purple, especially the metal on the purple is faded. The plastic, we can't paint it, but it's more of the little connector pieces there that looks galvanized almost. Those pieces took the most wear. It should be painted. So recommendation is paint and service those. And then that's it for the playgrounds. Do y'all have any questions?
I just think we could get the OEDC to, buy a few pallets of sackcretes, and, as far as those bridges go, we get down there and shore all that stuff up. And just kinda work together as a community to do that, and, spread the shavings around.
We did talk about that, possible some work days, set up, at least once a quarter, a work day. Give the community opportunity to come in. Hey, this is our plan we want to focus on. stuff like that. Give everybody a little bit of ownership in the community. You know, be proud of what we have.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Well, we'll just set up a work day here for the next couple of weeks, and I'll try to meet down there on Friday or Saturday, and just leave by example.
So the thing would be to figure out what materials, we have to have the money amount on that before we
Yes,
set
ma'am.
people.
That'd be a
So you
different-
have that.
Right.
Different project, I'm talking about shoring up the bridges and getting mulch out, cutting the tree up here, there, whatever we need to. Now, as far as that log cabin goes, we're gonna need somebody to come in there and jack those logs up, get the logs replaced, and do all that the right way. I'm not gonna do that.
Right. Yeah. Well, I got this, me and Mr. Gilbert went down there to take all the pictures, so I do think, yes, we have to prioritize what we need to get accomplished and the money amounts on those to get it approved. So, you know, I guess we can set a priority what we want to get accomplished first. That would be the,
Your log cabin and your erosion stuff first, I would think. Paint would be last, get the shavings in there first for the kids.
yes, sir.
Let me ask this question. Before we did all that, when you want somebody to come in and see if we have, termites in that thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think.
They'll eat up whatever's there.
We got Leaf out there at the golf course to come out there and do that building, and you get him out there, I think it was $900, where he drilled down in the foundation and all that stuff. And, we could get him out there first and get that done, get the termites out of there.
Right.
So like Mr. Eastwood was talking about a plan of action, so definitely the picnic tables, because that's been on everybody's mind, even out in the community. That, and why not picnic tables, trying to fix up the bridges with the concrete, the playground area with the mulch, just kind of aesthetically getting that stuff clean, and then try to figure out what kind of equipment or what kind of repairs, hardware is gonna be needed for the playground equipment in the same, more or less time period we're doing that.
When you think termites need to be first?
I don't know. So that went in here. I don't know.
You can get Luke down right there and check it out.
Yeah, we can, just tell him to come do it, I mean, the clubhouse out there, it was $900, I believe, what it was. So, we know I think 1,200. It's probably not no bigger than the clubhouse, so I wouldn't think.
Well, it probably never been treated in,
Oh,
I don't
shoot.
know how many years.
Yeah, no telling how long. I mean, we just get him out there and tell him to do it. Or
Do
you
they
let
still
them.
hold meetings there? Do
Mhm.
they hold meetings in that building?
Yeah, they do, Yeah, they sure do.
Okay, as far as on the rest of the stuff, what is what the board wants to do on that other stuff?
So for Boy Scout, that's the priority. We're gonna get it treated for termites first, and then we'll assess the damage. That's the first one. Picnic tables, we approved to go ahead and replace them, or refurbish. So next would be, I guess, the foundation of the bridges would be next. That'd be the third priority.
So you're making a motion?
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
just talking it through. I make a motion that, Cub Scout would be the first priority, second, picnic tables, third would be the bridges, and then fourth motion would be the mulch, or correction, not motion, but fourth priority would be the mulch in the playground area.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Call for the vote, all in favor, raise your right hand. All right. Yes. C, discuss and take action on waterfall / fountain for the lake.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I pulled two, one off Amazon and one off Lowe's. The one off Lowe's is a half power, or correction, 1/2 horsepower floating fountain with lights. It's gonna cost altogether $1,500. $1,499.38. Now, the recommendation of this was for ponds and lakes up to a 1/2 acre. Our lake's a little bit, bigger than a 1/2 acre, several acres. So the one on Amazon, the SF 100 series, was for $1,437.39. So it had a little bit more of a. It's got 1 horsepower pump, and it floats also. So it's pretty basic. You take it out there, you put an anchor down and tether it to the anchor, and run a power cable through the water. They come with a 100-foot power cable. Hook it up. Some have solar options. So I think we get a real good fountain aerator for, in the ballpark, 15 to 2,000, if that makes sense. And you can look at the different options. This one off Amazon can spray from 10 to 34 foot and a 10 to 36 foot width. It had, several different settings, and also had lights. So you turn the lights on at night and see those.
Just a recommendation, I would keep this on my mind, but I think I would put this on the back burner, and maybe table it until we get some of the, cause we can do without this.
Oh, yes, sir. I definitely
And
agree.
get some of the, we've got a water line we're talking about laying over there, and OEDC agreed to pay up to $100,000 on that, which we know, it won't cost that much, but still, let's get some of those other projects along with the park done, and then come back
No, I agree, sir.
and look at that.
Well, one question, we're going to have to provide a power source somewhere close to the lake in order to operate this, are we not?
Yeah, yes, sir. Possibly you could go the solar route, or the other route is the picnic table on the, I guess the northeast side of the lake right there, that tree, telephone line, we could get them to drop a line right there. It's gonna cost a little bit. We'd have to get the cost estimate on that. Yeah, you
Well,
would-
I'm just wondering, like you're running what length of line comes with it?
one 150, the other one 100, so roughly 100,
Yeah.
100 plus.
So that's
Put a
gonna have
line.
to be you're gonna have to have a plug fairly close to where that line will connect.
I think it's a good idea, I just think we got some more stuff that's.
Right. The other priorities here, especially when I
Yeah.
hit the playground and we took the photos and walked through it, I definitely agree, Mr. Wells.
Or if we might could run an extension cord from Skipper Honeycutt's house down to a coat and get it over there.
Dream on, cowboy. Is that the Will Rogers in you coming out? Yeah.
I'm gonna be careful not to go out there.
We'll let you put your toe in to test and see if it's positive.
Skipper appreciate that too, I'm sure.
Let me take out an insurance policy on you first.
I totally agree with Wes that, and brother over there agrees also that we get this other stuff done before that's gonna be a beautiful sight.
It will be.
But we need to get some other stuff done first.
All right. So make a motion to table the fountain. I'll make a motion to table the fountain.
Second.
Call for the vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. This table. Letter D.
You know, they have one of those in Lake Geneva in Switzerland.
Discuss the development of a sports complex for the city of Overton.
I brought that up. I have not contacted anybody. I'm still trying to run down names who I can contact.
contact in the back of the room.
Oh, we do? Okay.
It's up to you.
Come on down.
On the other side of the mic now.
There you go. Mr. Reggie Thompson.
Okay, so, everybody doesn't know me, I'm Reggie Thompson, live at, 401 West Alma Street in Overton. So, for a couple of years, few years, I've been involved with Overton Youth Sports Association. I was president for a couple of years, as well as I'm founder of, Prodigy Fast Kids, which is a softball organization, so, what me and I discussed with, City Manager West was, I did some CAD drawings on, I pretty much took the survey, the existing survey. I think it's, if I remember right, it's 8 acres that's adjacent to the existing ballpark right now that's cleared out. And all of that 8 acres, I believe, is good. So, what it would take, is clear cut and everything. And what I was able to lay in there, been a year or so since I did the drawings, but it was 380 foot full fence, baseball, dual purpose. They'd be baseball, softball field, be softball field, you put a temporary mound on there that you can roll out from the play baseball. And you would have a center hub that consisted of a concession stand and the restrooms. So you relocate parking right now, there's an issue out there. There's not enough parking. So the way I drew it up is where that big field is now, you pretty much tear the fence down and make that extend parking over, so you'd have plenty of parking. I guess the objective now, I don't have a price for anybody, simply because if I told you what it would cost to do it, or try to tell you, I'd be lying to you, because I don't know. Without pulling trees and clearing timber and shooting grade and seeing how much dirt it's gonna take to get it leveled out, I don't know. First phase 1 would be clear cut, getting all the brush, getting all the timber out, so that we could lay eyes on what we've got to work with and go from there. Then you can get pricing. So I'm recommending, for the OEDC to consider, moving forward with phase 1, which would be clear cutting that property.
I don't know if you really want a clear cut, just dozer track.
When I say
over.
clear cut, take everything out.
Just clear it all, burn it.
Yeah.
You can't sell the timber and get
Yeah.
some money back for your
Yeah, you can
project?
get you a couple
You
$1,000 bucks and you'll
And-
waste about 10,000 trying to get it.
Yeah,
Kinda like $1 waiting on a dime.
Get a dozer.
most
tractor
of the
in there.
companies want a contract, with the loggers and all that. It's gotta be a certain amount you're taking to them. It costs, we do it all the time, Dead and Green, and it costs.
It's not
like I
worth
said,
it.
It's not worth it.
Maybe clear cut wasn't the right term, but clear it. It needs to be cleared, So, do y'all have any questions for me?
Question,
Yes.
what kind of condition are the fields that are in Overton, baseball, local, are they in pretty good shape?
They're better than they were. They're not good. Restrooms
We
are,
got 2 fields,
we've got 2 fields. We've got one field, that you could play any age group, 16U, 18U down to T-ball. And you've got one field that pretty much is only really legal. It's got the fence line on that's 125 foot. You can get away with playing T-ball and that's it. So as far as the kids that are above 6 years old, you've got one field. So,
And that other field, it could be dual purpose if you made it bigger,
right, yeah.
to where it's
So-
just a wasted space right now.
And that's why I kind of went the route of dropping in 380 foot fields, is because, in the past, when you had the younger age groups playing on the big field, you just put up a temporary fence, not that big of a deal. And they can play on a shorter distance, but,
There's definitely gonna be fill needed on those, where it's gonna be cleared at, there'll definitely be fill. Talk with Fred, I mean, there could be another pond or tank dug on the golf course and straighten some things out there to where you can bring that dirt up there to work with, which is, I mean, right there within 100 yards, I mean, it's right there. So there's some options, where that goes. First thing you gotta do is get it cleared
I'll
off.
get the stuff out there.
I know J.W. Green went and looked at it today, I believe, didn't he, Scott?
Yeah,
And,
with Steve and Mike showed up.
He kind of suggested to, cut the pines off, and there were some oaks on the west side. Maybe do that first. Then he said something about going in and mulching first, and he's kind of looking, but I cut the
Just go
I cut
clear.
the timber, and then he said just pluck the stumps out.
Yeah.
And there may not be, after you look at it, there may not be that much, that much timber.
Probably not, yeah.
No more questions?
Yep, Steve would come up with a number as far as what it would cost to clear. I'm gonna just throw a number out there. I feel like you would be looking at somewhere between 15 and 25,000 on that part right there, doing that, give or take, just depending on what you get into.
How many fields you wanna put in? 3 fields.
And you said, you already had this, drawn up, kind of the vision of what you have. Obviously, it's not set in stone, but you already have it,
I drew it, yeah. I did the CAD drawings on it, and it's to scale,
it is the scale?
absolutely.
So with the 3 fields added to the 2 existing fields, that's 5 fields?
No, it would be 3 fields altogether, because
Oh, 3 fields.
you'd have to go through there and take all the fencing out that's there now, and it's gonna be tight, okay? So the unlucky thing about where that complex is right now, is you've got, high lines running overhead, you got power lines running overhead. I don't know I've always been told that there's an easement to the ground that the power company has. I don't know what it is. I hadn't talked to anybody. So, as far as, I had it spaced out to where there wasn't anything falling up under those, transfer lines. Now, if the power company said, yeah, that's no problem, then you could maybe fit 1 more, maybe do 4, maybe. It'd be tight, but.
And this is just,
Power company on that then, and see what
What's
what
that?
they like. Do we need to check with the power company to see what they allow under their lines?
I would just be on the safe side.
Yeah.
They came out and told me about 2 weeks ago that I had pine trees too close to the line. I need to be 50 foot away from the poles.
Okay.
I mean, I got two pine trees that we planted, and, I gotta move them. They're, so 50 foot on either side of that pole.
as far as probably trees.
Or
are all
trees,
along.
limbs they're worried about in the future.
And this is just to break the ice, it's just discussion, it's not to
Right.
make a motion, act on anything, it's just, hey, here's a plan. I think me and you agree on the sports complex as far as what we can see as far as what the future's doing.
Yeah.
You've been all over Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and all that as far as that goes, and I know Chandler and it's really been a good deal for Van. I mean, it's really added a lot to their
community park set up too.
Van does,
Chandler does.
Chandler, yeah, yeah.
Even, I know when they were last year, when Doug, was saying, last year when they wanted, tournaments or something they had out there, more of those stores in town than a lot more business.
They have money-making
Yeah.
events.
They really did, really good. They had more people coming in like that, so, yeah, win-win.
I know it went from non-profit to profitable for like Chandler and Van, is what I understand.
Oh, yeah, it's profit.
Big time.
And here's the thing, for the kids, and that's what we want to try to do, because when you do something for kids, of course, you're gonna have adults. And then adults, then you're talking about having some concession. And we know food is high, but you still gonna make some money on concession. But the thing of it is to get these kids where they can have a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people coming into your city, to your town. And it draws people, so income,
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Absolutely.
People spend money when they come to your town.
I guarantee.
Is the road out there in pretty good shape?
Yeah, it's now.
Yes. Yeah, Randy just did that
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's fresh, paved, old dirt. It's nice, it's a nice street.
You think you could, bring your proposal, candidate and sketch your form to us next time, and, we might, maybe set up a agreement, have an estimate by then. What it costs to get the first phase started.
That's no problem.
Okay, and maybe we can take some action on it then. Okay.
We can put
Any
it
other,
on
any other questions?
next.
I'm not reading.
Steve is getting a bid together for clearing that out, so you guys will have at least one bid to see what he's thinking it's gonna cost to clear that out.
Are you ready?
Reggie, before you leave,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you my number.
Yes, sir.
I'm a sports person.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We need to make a motion what the table is, so we get more information and get a bid back from JW Green.
Yeah, or we're gonna bring it back on the next, next one.
Okay.
Now we've got collusion going on.
Right.
That's it. So,
Hey, you might as well adjourn.
Second.
What?
You gotta table that, you gotta make a motion to table that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, y'all.
What?
I'm sorry. I went too fast.
It's just there to discuss.
That's just discussion on the last one, but no action.
Okay. You don't have to do all that stuff? Okay. That is
That's what it says
discussion.
on the motion.
That's what it
Okay.
says. Okay.
She did, she put it on next month anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we put it on that one. They would have-
Lay that hammer down and get the hell out of here.
Oh,
Yes,
hold on,
sir.
Cowboy.
Make a motion